So as we move out of 2025, the year of the Hermit, into 2026, the year of the Wheel of Fortune, or better known as the Wheel of Destiny and Fate, we can all expect changes, forward motion as we leave aspects of our past behind. And Taurus, the same thing holds true for you. So Taurus, welcome to your reading for 2026. This is for your Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. Taurus, so let's get into some of the astrology, and we will start to pull your tarot cards. So Taurus, this is going to be a transformative year for you with steady growth. So a few things a little uncomfortable, but slow and steady growth. You're also looking at financial stability and personal development. So what does that mean? So Uranus will be in Gemini, and this helps you to reshape your values, right? Taking a look at what you hold as value for yourself. Then we have Jupiter going into Leo, and this brings about emotional confidence, especially around your home and family. Saturn will be going into Aries, and this requires some discipline on your part regarding your long-term career success. So as with so many signs, Taurus, you're moving forward and allowing your talents to shine, right? We're no longer in the shadow of the Hermit. The Hermit was about finding your inner light, or that North Star, the star that is on the star card itself, to shine forward. And this is where you're going. You're moving forward and allowing your talents, again, to shine. Being adaptable to change, though, and embracing new opportunities, a skill which you will be cultivating more so in 2026, brings about both personal and professional growth. So very exciting, Taurus, especially as an earth sign, our first earth sign. Professional growth, financial stability, right? You're an earth sign. Our finances, the pentacles, are earth elements in the tarot. So you very much seek stability and comfort. So as far as your finances go, so let's get into that. This is all in all going to be a very, very lucky year for Taurus as you start to evolve professionally. So also will your wealth, right? The more money you make in your career, the more you advance in your career, the more money you make, the more wealth you can acquire for yourself. And this also, though, comes from you realizing your self-worth, especially, again, around home and family, just how valuable your family finds you, how much value that they give to you that maybe you haven't noticed or didn't realize. So Neptune moves into Aries. I'm just checking my notes on January 25th. So this is helping to dissolve old patterns of insecurity. Saturn moves into Aries on February 15th, and this brings about inner discipline for freedom. A very interesting concept. And Uranus moves into Gemini on April 25th, helping to reshape your values and your self-worth. And then Jupiter moves into Leo on June 30th. You have a lot of planets making big transitions this year, right? So when Jupiter moves into Leo on June 30th, this is boosting your emotional security around family and home. So Taurus, you have a lot going on, a lot of growth. So let's get into it. We will start with your spirit animal, and we'll see what spirit animal is guiding you through 2026. And again, this is a big year for almost all of our signs, I believe. 2026 is about forward motion. The Wheel of Fortune and Destiny is about you taking the reins and changing your course to move your life in the direction that suits you, or into the direction of your dreams and desires. So lean into that, especially where it comes to comfort and stability, Taurus. So let's pull your animal spirit card. We'll see what animal spirit is guiding you through the new year, through the whole year of 2026. You have owl. It says magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. So that is your animal spirit guiding you for 2026. Owl magic. So we'll pull a couple cards from, I have a couple new decks from the Cosmic Energy deck. A couple cards of guidance. We'll get into your tarot. And yeah. And of course, Taurus, if you have questions, comments, something you agree with, something you don't agree with, put them in the comments. Let's talk about this, or something you're not understanding. You know, not everything is resonating though for everyone. This is a general reading for Taurus, and it will depend on your sun, moon, and your rising. So you're also invited to sorry, that's a notification going off. You're also invited to cross-watch for your sun, moon, and rising. So you have abundance. This comes back into your finances, right? Moving forward in your career, building, leveling up in your career, and then increasing your wealth. And it says, abundance comes from inner fulfillment and outer effort. So just look at that. So abundance, inner fulfillment, and outer effort. Again, coming back to feeling secure in yourself. Your second card is prayer. Prayer is a dialogue with the universe. Express your wishes. And if you see, like, there's butterflies all around her, and butterflies in and of themselves signify transformation, right? Moving from one thing to the other. Not a small transformation. The butterflies tend to indicate a major transformation, something that's unrecognizable to you. So come into that inner dialogue, leaning into your intuition, leaning into the space up here, your inner owl magic, right? Because it says, open your inner vision. And then you have the card of prayer. Prayer is a dialogue with the universe. Express your wishes. That inner self, trusting that space within. And you have balance. Find balance to maintain harmony in relationships. So, beautiful cards. So, let's get into the tarot. And let's see what is guiding Taurus. What do they need to know for 2026? And this is the Wild Reflections Tarot. So let's see what the tarot holds. Taurus, I'm loving this for you because your intuition, for some Taurians, that can feel like a foreign thing. But you're very earthy, you're very grounded, you're a very practical sign, right? Intuition is not a practical talent or skill to develop. We all have it. But leaning into that unknown aspect, right, can throw us off a little bit, especially if it does not align with practicality and logic, right, and stability. But that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes it's good to get out of these zones we put ourselves in to move into something else. 6 cards so far. 5 are face down. The first one that came face up is 9 of Cups. That is emotional stability, emotional fulfillment. And again, that is around family. And that will, be happening for so many of us this year. But I think Taurus might feel this, or earth signs might feel this just a little more. Okay. On the root of the deck, 9 of Wands. So, as you move forward in life and in career, things start to pull our attention away from ourselves. So make sure, Taurus, that you're not wearing yourself out, that you're not working yourself to the point that you're exhausted, that you feel like you're losing yourself in the process. But Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillment. Four of Cups. Three of Wands. Queen of Swords. Seven of Swords. Page of Swords. King of Cups. Three of Pentacles. King of Swords. You have two kings. The queen, you have the king and queen of swords. Nine of Cups. So, emotional fulfillment, right? This is all about family. This is about home. And this is about how you feel about yourself. You have the Four of Wands. So, some of our Tauruses will be getting out of their comfort zone to acknowledge, right, their true feelings about how they feel about themselves. It's not something that's generally a comfortable conversation for our Taurus friends. And maybe for other signs too. But Taurus, again, if you're very practical, you're very grounded, and getting into the emotion and seeing just the value that you bring to your family, to your friends, and to the world as a whole, right? You might need some time to start to digest all this stuff. For some of our Tauruses, this will be new, a completely new experience. Three of Wands. So as you're kind of digesting these feelings and feeling into them, can you dare to dream and make a plan to move yourself into a new direction? Can you actually dare to let yourself open your inner vision? Can you do that? Wands are associated with the element of fire. That is heat, that is passion, that is desire. Can you let yourself go there, Taurus? Yeah, can you let yourself go there and open that inner vision? And you can, because the Queen of Swords comes up, and she's all about logic. Again, this is associated with the air element. And this is, this is logic. This is your thoughts. These are the things that make sense. And then you have the Seven of Swords saying, but not everything has to make sense in the logical space. You're going into your feeling space here, Taurus. So not everything makes sense in the mind when you go into the feeling space, but it will make sense in your soul space. So the Page of Swords comes up and says, well, let's explore this. Let's take a moment and see what we are dissecting here. And again, 2025 is a year of letting go. Can we let go of some of those things that are very practical and necessary, but can we redefine that, and can we combine the practical with the mysterious? And you can, right? The King of Cups. All about following the heart, all about the emotions, all about the intuition. And he's not afraid of it. If he's got a really good grip on his emotions, they don't take over him. They're not out of control. They're very in control. And he's very confident to be able to be in a leadership role as the king. He's still moving with logic, but he's allowing his intuition to be the compass for his logic to come forward. And this is going to be a lesson, I think, for some of our Taurus friends. You have the Three of Pentacles. Let loose. Have some fun. Go out there. Meet new people. Allow yourself to engage in different groups that are outside of what you would normally do. Bringing together different qualities, different belief systems, and different skills to create something really magical and special. King of Swords, again, not forgetting that, logic has a place. We need logic to guide us. But sometimes logic can get in the way. We can talk ourselves out of things and into things that are not right for us. But don't overdo it. Don't overthink. Allow yourself to kind of enjoy the process of learning new skills, of tuning into your intuition. So let's get some clarity here, though. Let's break some of these down. So let's come into the Four of Cups, and let's get a little more clarity for our Taurus friends with the Four of Cups, especially when it comes to family and home. And this is the Sun and Moon Tarot that I have out now. And the other one is the Wild Reflections. This is the Sun and Moon Tarot. So let's see, what can you tell us about the Four of Cups? What does Taurus need to know about the Four of Cups? Queen of Wands and the Hanged Man. The Queen of Wands is definitely leaning into your passion. So talking about getting outside of your comfort zone, you went from earth straight to fire, right? Straight to fire, straight to that place of, oh, wait a minute. I can turn up the heat. I can be a little footloose and fancy free, and I can still be okay. Although you still come back to the Hanged Man, right? A major arcana, which is leaning into this, brings you straight to your intuition. This person is upside down. They're hanging from a tree in tree pose for yoga, right? But the energy is going to the crown chakra. That is your highest connection in your physical space that leads you directly to source, to your divine. And again, it's open your inner wisdom, right? Going to that place that's beyond you. And here's the thing. A lot of people will tell me I don't believe in anything beyond myself or beyond this physical world. And that's fine. But we all still somewhere within ourselves make wishes when we see that first star, or when we see a shooting star, when we blow out candles on our birthday cakes or whatever it is. We still silently make a little wish. So who are you making that wish to? It's not to yourself. You're putting it out there somewhere. And most people who still believe that there are angels, the majority of the population, even if they don't believe in a higher hierarchy of God or whatever, they still believe in angels. And they also believe that our loved ones are with us after they passed on. So lean into that element, Taurus, and ask yourself, right, what do I believe? And what is true? Again, you're the Hanged Man. And this is, this is your dialogue with the universe, with whatever it is that's out there, whether you mentally believe it or not. Something inside of you does. If you make wishes, if you believe that your loved ones are around you, or if you can feel their presence, then let that be your universe. Let that be your connection. But you're moving into a whole new element here. Letting your passions come out. Being a little more, not careless, but a little more free. Right? A little more free. So let's move into the Page of Swords. And let's see what the Page of Swords, what they want to tell us about the Page of Swords for you. And this card, there are some clouds around. His bow and arrow is illuminated with these little fairy lights. Looks like he's pulling an arrow from his pack behind him, as if he's saying, okay, let me grab a new thought, and then where am I directing that thought to? This new approach, this new idea, this new element of maybe wisdom. But what can you tell us about the Page of Swords for our Taurus friends? Five of Pentacles. Well, Five of Pentacles, and I have a cough drop. I'm sorry, I have a little scratch in my throat. The Five of Pentacles is feeling like you've been left out in the cold or left behind or not seeing the building, not seeing the opportunities that are there before you. So this could also be a little fear factor, right? If I start to go into the woo aspect of myself, or if I start to dive in to the spiritual element, or that sixth chakra, the third eye, or opening my inner vision, will I lose part of myself? Will I lose part of myself? So let's take a little deeper dive into that question. Let's dive into that, because yeah, this is again, for some of our Tauruses, this is new territory. Or like they kind of get it in a logical space, but can they allow themselves to feel into it? Let's see, let's get a little more information on this Page of Swords and Five of Pentacles. When too many cards fold over, then I don't take them. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles. So you need a plan, right? This is a slow progress for Taurus. It's not a big quantum leap. Some of it will start out as that, but then you'll start to plan how you're going to navigate all this stuff. And again, Pentacles is your element. It's an earth element. So building a strong foundation. And a strong foundation, coming back to Three of Pentacles, a strong foundation in life is having a variety of belief systems, a variety of different friends, people, ideas, and beliefs that come from different resources. So if you just had the same types of friends, you would never grow. Right? You would stay as you are. You would never grow and experience the world in a different way. The same thing with your beliefs. You can be very logical, grounded, and logically guided. And you can still make space for the what ifs, for the unknowns. This is going to be a really great journey for you, Taurus. So let's go into the Seven of Swords. And let's kind of break down the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords came out again. So let's lean a little more into this. Seven of Swords twice. So as you're learning to bridge different modalities together, different beliefs, different ways of moving through this world, yeah, like how is that working for you? And Seven of Swords is kind of like, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not liking this. But let's see. Let's dive a little deeper into the Seven of Swords, because it came out twice. I might have to pull another deck for you. But let's see what comes out. Yeah, Prince of Wands. Again, a fire element. So some really good fire elements coming in for you, Taurus. This is a card of curiosity. This is the Page of Wands. This is a card of Knight of Wands, rather. This is a card of curiosity. The sky is dark. He's with the lion, which would represent Leo. So when Jupiter moves into Leo, that's probably going to be a very prominent time for you. Leaning into the inner strength and just exploring, right? Being brave and exploring, getting curious about what it is that you don't know, and getting curious about getting out of your comfort zone. That's a lot. But you can do this, Taurus. You can do this. It's a great year for personal development, personal growth. So let's pull a couple cards from the Enchanted Path. A beautiful deck. And we'll round out your reading. So, Taurus, this is a great year, again, for personal growth. The finances and the wealth building are there. They're already on the path for you. That's already part of your path. The more we can develop our emotional side, then the rest starts to fall into place. Leaning into your intuition and trusting, building bridges, getting curious about the things that we don't know or understand, or that, again, are a little uncomfortable for us. That's okay, Taurus. You got this. You can handle this. Lean into some of your fire sign friends. Aries, Leo. You have pulled Leo, Sagittarius. And yeah, they're a little more on the free-spirited side. And let them help you to understand, leaning into that intuition, that trust of leaning into the unknown and knowing that it's okay. And again, next time, the Taurus, that you make a wish, who are you making that wish to? So let's see, the enchanted path. How can we round out the reading for Taurus today? Intention, set clear and focused intentions, right? Which is very aligned with you. Very practical, very clear, very grounded intentions, right? But be clear. And be clear if you're feeling uncomfortable with something too, right? State what the discomfort is. Abundance. Twice. You have the abundance card, and you have this abundance card. The first card that came out for you, it says, abundance comes from inner fulfillment and outer effort. And this abundance says, abundance flows to those who believe in its presence. So in order to achieve the things that we want, we have to feel as though we already have them. We have to believe anything is possible, even if we can't see it. That also means believing into your inner vision, even if you don't understand it. Intention, abundance. Again, abundance came out twice. So maybe go buy those lottery tickets, Taurus. You never know. Serenity. Find serenity within your mind and heart. Yeah. So escaping the thoughts, right? All the thoughts. Escaping the pressure that we put on ourselves. Escaping the need to absolutely know and go into the things that we need to feel. This is a big growth year for you, Taurus. It's a big growth year for everyone. Everyone's going through some change. I'm loving these cards for you. If you have any questions about how any of this works, if you want to know a little more about the soul, then reach out. Let's start that conversation. I think I need to do a video on that, because that's a really big thing that we think we know. We may have an idea, but we're a little uncomfortable, right? So again, Taurus, if you want to take your cards here, prayer, abundance, and balance, or abundance, prayer, and balance, right? Let's get these. Abundance, prayer, and again, keeping balance in the midst of transformation. Intention, getting really clear and grounded, but that's going to be probably easy for you. At least being grounded will be easy for Taurus. Clarity will come from that grounding. And also from that grounding, you can find serenity in your mind and your heart. And again, abundance flows to those who believe in its presence. So believing is receiving. Not receiving isn't believing. Believing is receiving. Believing is receiving. They say how seeing is believing, but sometimes I believe if you believe within yourself, then the thing will start to reveal itself. So your abundance, your inner vision, be open to that aspect or element. Get Prince of Wands, right? Get curious about the elements of life that either you didn't look at before, that seemed a little scary, that didn't seem quite comfortable for you. Get curious about life. And it's okay, Taurus. It's okay to be like the wild child once in a while. Just let your passions go. I mean, look at her. She's not caring. She's outside in the middle of the night. She's got the leopard. She's got her little outfit on. She's got a wand, a flaming wand above her head, and she's just dancing, having a good time. Let your hair down, Taurus. Relax. Go dive into the abundance of life that is waiting for you. So thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you would like to schedule a personal reading, my contact is in the description box below. Happy 2026, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching.